Hi! How are you? Are you ready for some r/today I effed up? Read by Red! Here we go. Today I effed up by making the doctors think I was a drug mule. This happened last night. My wife wasn't feeling well and I was tasked to make dinner. I made a nice penne pasta with sausage, which I inhaled. It was delicious. Right after dinner, I started to have horrible lower back pain to the point of ground writhing and nausea, which only progressed worse and worse. At this point, I had a feeling it was another kidney stone, as I've had them in the past. My wife drives me to the hospital and I limp in excruciating pain. I check in, the nurse gets my vitals, and then I waited for them to take me back to get a CT, at which point I start vomiting from the nausea in the lobby, in front of everybody, and falling to the ground because it hurts so bad. Think hot serrated knife in your back combined with the feeling of having your testicle in a vice. They finally got me back to a room in the ER, and the nurse practitioner that was on came in and confirmed what I had thought. It was a stone, but it was stuck mid-left ureter. The stone was about 4.5 to 5 millimeters, and for reference, the human ureter is about 5 millimeters in diameter, so a tight fit. She left to go order my meds. The nurse and her nursing student came in and got an IV catheter placed, anti-nausea and pain meds on board, which helped bring my pain down from a 10 to about an 8. About 20 minutes later, the pain finally went away. Completely away. So we speculate that the stone pushed its way through and finally dropped in my bladder. Now, here's where the F-up happened. When the nurse practitioner came back, she had a very concerned look on her face. There are some concerning things on your CT scan, and I'm just going to come right out and ask you, do you do drugs? I told her, no, I don't. To which she asked when I last ate. I replied about an hour prior to coming to the hospital, and that I made penne pasta. She stared in disbelief. Came to find out, the radiologist that read my CT was concerned that I was a drug mule. Apparently, if you don't chew your penne pasta all the way, the shapes and gas patterns they produce look very similar to a bag of drugs. I told the nurse practitioner I wasn't a drug mule, but rather a penne mule, to which she starts to crack up laughing. She left the room laughing and I could hear my nurse and a few other nurses start to crack up. The nurse practitioner came back and said she had to go tell the radiologist that it was in fact pasta and not drugs. The radiologist also started to crack up laughing. All in all, I was able to urinate after the pain went away, no fever or bacteria in my urine sample, and since the stone finally left my ureter, I wasn't in pain anymore, so I got to go home. The nurse practitioner was even joking about putting "make sure you chew your food thoroughly" on my discharge instructions. Oh dear. Just another reason to chew your food properly. Besides the obvious reason that it digests better and, you'll be healthier if you do. But, that's hilarious. Imagine though, sometimes you go through the airport and they scan you and they're like, oh, why are there so many drugs in there? No, I swear it's just pasta. Sure it is. Yeah. Okay, ready for the next one, because here it is. Today I effed up and just got paid $0. The company I work for was recently acquired and I now have a new employer. So, just as with any acquisition, I went through the motions by filling out all of the paperwork, insurance, taxes, benefits, etc. Fast forward to today, the first payday with the new company. I find out my net pay was $0. And frantically checked my pay stub thinking there must have been some mistake. After closer inspection, I found there was a big deduction taking a huge chunk away towards my 401k. I manically checked my company's HR portal, only to finally realize my colossal F-up. When filling out my 401k contribution, they were taking out as a percentage, and I stupidly thought they were asking for a dollar amount and calculated what I needed to max out the employer match. It came out to be $87.50. But Instead of a deduction of $87.50, they were deducting 87.5%. Oh my God. So after that huge deduction, taxes and insurance, I ended up with a net pay of $0. I'm currently scrambling with HR to fix my F up. Oh my God. That's so... Oh, can you imagine though? You're like, okay, great, this I'll just, go grocery shopping when I get my pay. And like, oh, I guess I'm not eating this week. Hopefully OP had some savings put aside, because that's pretty bad. Although I guess that's extra money for retirement? Yeah, in the long run, maybe it's a good thing. But hopefully that got fixed because, need money for day-to-day living as well. The next story is here. Today I effed up by misunderstanding the doctor. Today I was at the doctor's having an appointment due to testicular pain. During the consultation, mid-testicle check, the doctor asked, "Have you recently had any traumas?" I thought he was trying to make small talk, so I responded with, "I mean, my parents have been causing me a lot of stress recently. Not surprising though, seeing as we've been locked down for 32 weeks in the house. Haha." The doctor looked at me with a very confused look, while trying not to laugh. At this point, I was unsure what was funny. He then followed up with, "I meant more along the lines of, have you taken a hit to the balls recently?" At this moment, I realized my mistake, and with my ball still in his hand, we both started laughing. I've not felt so awkward in a very long time. Oh dear. That's that's pretty awkward. I mean, obviously I don't have testicles. Well, maybe it's not obvious. I don't have any testicles. But I have to go through other checks. And one time there was a student and I said, "Sure, no problem." That was the most awkward 10 minutes of my life. So, another story? Yeah? Okay, here it is. Today I effed up by bringing my 2-year-old to a funeral. My significant other's grandfather just passed away, and therefore we went to attend the funeral. We have a 2-year-old son, but all our usual babysitters are family members that were also attending the funeral. Not wanting to find a complete stranger on the internet, we elected to bring our son. Well, the funeral is an hour away, and our son fell asleep in the car, as most kids do at that age. We arrive, and he is fully rested and ready to go. I keep him outside for the most part, and he's entertained. We go in as things are about to start. The hush amongst the crowd as the pastor is approaching the podium to begin talking. It was in that moment my son jumped and yelled, "Frog!" Followed by a whisper, "Ribbit, ribbit," under his breath. Fun fact about my son. When he says the words frog or fork, they both clearly come out as the F word. So, to everyone else, just as things are getting quiet, they see my 2-year-old jump up and yell, "Fuck!" Not to worry, only I heard the very quiet ribbit ribbit that followed. I kid you not, the entire crowd turned. It was a mix of some other parents laughing, older people disgusted and judging. I quickly grab him and bring him outside as my significant other is left behind to try and explain that her son is an hell child. Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. I mean, what more is there to say to that? That's great. I really hope you enjoyed all those stories today. I enjoyed reading them and I found them quite hilarious, as I usually do with r/today I effed up, especially when it's read by me. Read! Please give the video a like, because I really appreciate it when you do. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because I do this for my mental health and I would like to have some sort of validation, I guess is the word. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you tomorrow.